Here we go again. Here we go again. Woo, same thing, still searching for a best friend. I thought I found her. I am not giving up. This is my story. I don't want to end. I'm going to the top. I'm taking my very best. Yeah, that one. Here we go again. Here we go again. Whoo, same thing, still searching for a best friend, tiptoeing around the truth. Your standards are doubling, making me feel like a fool. Will you be there when it gets tough? And I'm making decisions, got me praying. I end up in a hearse, but you don't see that though. How can Lex come through for me first? You willing to pay if it means you win. Trying to hide your hand, it's showing. Had us all fooled, but I'm growing, no longer listening to lies. Ignoring because I got my own dreams, own plans, trying to find the rhythm to my own dance. So when we talking risen, yes, he has, and it's a bop. Rejoining, nah, but I'm a fan. Putting my life and future in someone else's hands. We can all support each other, hold it all accountable. But when we talking dreams, the only ones that matter were yours. My best interest, I thought you truly had it at heart, but now I see it was yours. Never mind, that's what kept us apart. A lie I fully believe. That's why when painted the truth, my heart just bleeds. Other friendships in jeopardy got me standing 10 toes down, but you lying to me. Your words don't match your actions, so what you expect me to believe? Got us working day and night to make sure you niggas please, then throwing it under the umbrella of family. Here we go again. Uh, here we go again. Whoo, same thing, still searching for a best friend. Putting the faith of your team in the hands of a pastor that claims to love us, love our talents, but later calls my love blasphemous. On the parking lot, arguing with loneliness. I've never been so mad, hurt, and pissed. The way you wasn't there when it went down, but you trying to come back and hold the crown. Talking about I was pissed too. But over text, you was pretty neutral, boo. One last thing, and I promise I'm out. That one night, you killed all my doubt, saying you want to fix it, and I believed that that was true. Later on, I looked up, and where was you? Here we go again. Uh, here we go again. Whoo, this time, no more searching for a best friend. Gotta put me first. Love on me, even through my worst. It's a quality. Possessed one day, now I gotta get it back. Be strong, be proud. Open up my chest and say, hi, I'm Lex, and I bring this to the table. Not hide, tuck my tail, and live in some fantasy because I'm great. I said because I'm great. Got a lot in me. Used to only show my partner, friends, and family, but God's gift wasn't made to rest in me, but to shine my light in this world so He can get the victory. Happy New Year, everyone. My name is Lex J, but you can call me Lex, and I am so excited to go on this podcast journey with y'all. The piece you just heard is titled Here We Go Again. In light of me preparing to release a spoken word book that dives into my most vulnerable parts, I wanted to also create a platform where I can recite poems from the book. I thought a podcast would be a very fun way to let y'all into my world to see where I'm headed next, which is how Lex Write About It was born. This first season, we will be exploring the topic of pain, specifically asking the question, how do you deal with pain? I will also have some fellow poets joining me on this season to share their art pertaining to this topic. Lex J came about simply from my government name. Alexia Jenkins. As I got older, I always liked when people would nickname me Lexi. Then, once I moved to college, I naturally became Lex by my friends, and it's stuck since then. The J stands for Jenkins, but I don't like Jenkins. I just like J, and that's all. Real readers will get that on the way home, huh? Yeah. I want to say I started writing about 20 years ago, probably around 5 or 6. I remember always having these really big feelings as a kid and not really knowing where to put them because of the countless times I was told that kids couldn't have feelings or opinions and to just do what an adult told you. So that's what I did. I obeyed in public and wrote in private. It didn't always start as full pieces, but the more I grew physically, so did my work. I initially started this podcast because I wanted to promote my spoken word book. But while brainstorming for the podcast, I remembered why I fell in love with writing in the first place and how I wanted someone to share their wisdom about the beauty of poetry. So that's essentially who this podcast is for, all lovers of poetry. If that's you, then you're in the right place. So make sure you turn on those post notifications because you're definitely in for a treat that you do not want to miss.
Earlier, I shared how I deal with pain in my piece, Here We Go Again. I wrote this piece when I was going through a really hard fallout with friends who I loved with everything in me. During that time, I had a bunch of emotions I didn't know how to deal with, or I didn't even know what those emotions were in the very beginning. I just knew I wasn't me. So I wrote. I felt like it needed to be heard because as artists, we sit on so much of our greatest work because we're scared of what others may think, or if there will even be an audience to view or listen to it in the first place. But I've been making a valiant effort to share my art no matter how hard it is, so that I can reach at least that one person. Plus, I love writing and I'm actually pretty decent at it, so why not do what brings me joy out of fear? Each episode, I will be ending with a special segment called Listeners Write About It. During this time, you will hear this sound. Letting you know it's time for listeners to get their shine. Before we end the show, I will ask a question of the day for listeners to answer by submitting their response under today's post on our socials. And if you feel so moved by the question to write your own piece, you can click the link in our bio and submit your answer. Your response has the potential of getting read on the next episode of LWABI. Each episode will have a question of the day, but they won't always pertain to the topic. So let's start this first round, shall we? Today's question is, what did you leave in 2022?
Well, good people, I must thank you again for listening to the very first episode of Lex Write About It. We would love to hear some of your favorite moments from today's episode. And if you want to stay connected with all things LWABI, or as my executive producer likes to call it, LWABI, you can follow our Instagram at LWABI.podcast, our Twitter at LWABI_podcast, and our Facebook page at Lex Write About It. They will also be listed in the episode description every week. I am your host, Lex J, wishing you love, peace, and poetry. Until next time, I'm out.